Hi angels, welcome back to another video. So we're going to be making a coffee side table. That's what I'm calling it. I got this table from Amazon, and these flowers that I just showed you guys in the beginning, I dried them myself. So first thing first, I'm just going to layer on in there some resin, a little bit, so we can stick on everything down there. And I'm just going to use my lighter to get rid of any bubbles that is popping up or about to pop up. And that little gold flakes fell in there by accident, so I just use something to remove it. By the way, looking back at this, I definitely was not layering the roses in the center. They're more towards the top, so it's not fully centered. And if I should do it again, instead of placing them upright like what I just did, I will place them down towards the bottom, like they're facing the bottom, because obviously they're sticking out. So I had to sand it down to make a little bit of some space. But yeah, all these flowers, I'm just going to be layering them around in circles. I don't quite had an idea of what I was doing. Like, it looked good at first, but the space was so big, I had to keep on adding on in there stuff in there. I should have really planned this out more, because all of these flowers are beautiful, and honestly, I don't think I can get them again. Mom. If I should do this again, I think I would add some gold flakes at the bottom and probably some white, and then add on in there the flowers, or add something else in there. I don't know. So I can maybe add something. It's not quite my favorite. So now it's time to finally start adding on in there the greens. I was gonna do this in the beginning, but obviously there's a ton of space, and I wanted to fill up the space as much as possible. So this is what I came up with. When I was drying these green flowers, I could swear they weren't fully dried, because it still felt like if it was that usually when flowers are dry, anytime you touch it, it just like crumples in your hand. And these ones, they weren't doing that. So I was like, what if I added into the resin and then they just turn brown because they're not fully dry? But nothing happened to them, so that was good. Also, I dried these little tiny roses. They are so cute. I decided to add it at the end. I think it kind of brings everything together. Also, I add on in there some more stuff, which I'm going to show you guys a little close-up of it. It looks cute. All that little blue space, I could definitely add some gold flakes in there, or something else. Maybe some sunflowers, who knows. That's how it looks. And now I'm going to start adding on in there several different layers of resin. I always pour the resin into the rose first so that it can start filling up and all of the bubbles can start rising up. And then you just go around in circles and circles. You can see the bubbles coming up from the rose. I just use a little pin to pop it. But yeah, that's why you need to start adding on resin in there as you go through each layer. I'm going to show you guys the finished product of how everything looks. Wow, this is how it turned out. So now it has been a year. I totally forgot all about this project, unfortunately. I just gave up on it, basically. Let's just put it that way. So I ordered these real butterflies off Amazon. Obviously, I got some yellow ones. They're so pretty. Unfortunately, I ripped the wings, but that's perfectly fine. So we're going to be placing 2 butterflies in there and a little bit of some resin. And we're just going to let this sit and cure overnight. Obviously, since I made my biggest mistake by having all of these roses sitting upright, so I ordered a brand new sanding drill from Amazon. So I'm going to have to sand down some of the roses so that they can lay down flat, because right now they're sticking completely out of the table. So I have to sand down the flowers. I should have sand them down first and then place down the butterflies. That would have made 100% more sense, but I did not, unfortunately. So now I'm just placing a little bit of some resin down in there so that the butterfly can stick onto everything and that everything can cure it on there perfectly. And that's it. Pretty quick, pretty easy. Hopefully I finish this project and not just let it sit for a year. Like, I posted a clip of it on TikTok in 2022. We're in 2023, like April 2023. Like, that's crazy. Oh my god. Okay, so let's get to the fun and very, very messy part of all of this. So I cover up this table with some plastic, some paper, tape it down as best as I can. And I'm just going to start sand down these roses because they're completely sticking out of the table. You guys saw that before. I'm trying to get them as flat as I possibly can to fix up the sides, just to get it to stick inside of the table. So I'm just sanding it down, fixing the sides so that it can be level, because sometimes more was sticking up than other. I just wanted everything to be at the same level, all these 3 roses. So I'm sanding it down. Keep in mind that this video is very, very sped up. This took me a good minute, and my arms are hurting, and my back was hurting. Like, it was a mess. I cleaned up as best as I possibly can. To get rid of some of the dust, I went over it with my vacuum. I'm checking to see if it's still sticking out, how much is sticking out, and I just kept on going over it again. And since I was using my lighter to get rid of bubbles, some of these roses has some little burn marks on them, so I made sure to sand it down so that you guys can see it. So after a few hours, I should say, a few minutes, felt like hours, this is how it's looking. It's not completely flat, but I did the best that I can. The plastic didn't really help because there was a ton of dust in there, so I had to clean this up. This is how it looks after I finished cleaning it. So I got some metal stickers from Amazon, and I decided that I wanted to add one more butterfly in there as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Just sticking them on there. And I already mixed up my resin off camera because that's my favorite thing to do. I'm still trying to do the final touches on everything. I didn't show you guys me adding on there the butterfly, but you guys get the idea. Now I can start pouring down my resin. I did not mix enough, but it wasn't that big of a difference. There was a little bit that needed to be added. Then the worst part about all of this is my lighter stopped working, so I couldn't go over to get rid of those little tiny bubbles. And I no longer have any 99% ibuprofen alcohol. I was supposed to restock on everything, but I did not. But this is how it's looking. Okay, so this is how the table looks. The stands are very magnetic, so as soon as you put on the top piece, it just sticked on there perfectly. This is how it turned out. It turned out so beautiful. The flowers are sticking out only by a little bit, but obviously you can't like see it as you were able to do before. This is how it looks. It looks so pretty. I like it. So cute. Love, love, love. The only thing that's bothering me about this is that the roses are not in the center. They're just leaning to one side. But other than that, this turned out absolutely perfect. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you next video. Toodaloo!